Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
There's no time for redemption. Those flags you wave, will they hold up? Don't cry for your vengeance. It's right there to take. Oh, if you want it, the world is watching. Here's your judgment. Here's your reckoning. I'll write your story down into history. Pride and country. You could have everything. So bring home the glory alive. Go and rise for your nation. There's so much at stake. Will you show up? Oh, it's about damn time for a little salvation. Those flags you wave represent them. The world is watching. Here's your judgment. Here's your reckoning. I'll write your story down into history. Pride and country. You could have everything. So bring home the glory alive. Here's your judgment. Here's your reckoning. So go and bring home the glory alive. Here's your judgment. Here's your reckoning. Write your story down into history. Pride and country. You could have everything. So bring home the glory alive.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of TCWC Melee. Whoa, what are we doing here? We have a huge copy pasta immediately. What? Jackson, say his name, and he appears. I believe it's Jackson Prince. I'm not doing the full copy pasta. I ain't doing the full copy pasta. You wish it was episode 420. You wish it was that way. But I am joined on commentary for this evening.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Out of character. Very tired.
I've just embraced my tiredness for today. We're both on the same page.
In character. Very excited about the lineup we have tonight. That I have to look at again because I don't remember off the top of my head.
Jackson, eat my pantaloons. No. I know.
No.
I know there is an announcement that will be coming out of Jackson Prince later on in the evening. Cupine Blanky. What is this emote? I kind of love it.
Okay, that's kind of it.
That is kind of adorable. However, to begin the night, we do have a #1 contender match over in the tag team division. It is going to be the Clan taking on the Old Gods to see who's going to be going up against Villain Club for the Tussle Combined Tag Team Championship. Hello,
the Clan.
Yanni.
The bane of our existence for so long.
Bring me the cube, boy. We got some weird ones. You say that they've been the bane of your existence, but you've kind of begun to outperform them in many ways.
Yes, it has taken a fair amount of time for us to figure the Clan out. But thankfully we've been able to do that with both current and former members. And speaking of former members, challenge Thursday night is going to be none other than Mr. Yamashita.
How do you feel like you're going to have to face him again?
As much as I love facing Mr. Yamashita, he brings out the best in me on a regular occasion. It would be nice to face somebody else, but at the same time, Yamashita is proving that no one else deserves that spot.
How do things go, Yami? Cause I'm gonna scream at you for Jackson.
Why are we screaming at me? What did I do?
And don't worry, Blitz. We're all weird here. That's why we're here.
Pretty much.
Join the weird.
Post my long fucking promo.
However, entering first, we do have former Tussle Tag Team Champions.
The following is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 475 pounds, Nathan
really want to know why Nathan is continuing to put that little bit of gray dye into his beard. Because it really does not help.
It doesn't. It's certainly a choice, but
Crimson Elite still the greatest tag team of all time in TCWC. Bold words. Bold words.
very bold words with the Villain Club faction running around right now.
And their opponents, Urena, Fada, and the Wanderer, Eric Elkins.
The capital champion of the men's division. Alongside former Vanquisher and former Ascendant champion, not Vanquisher actually, former Skyline and Ascendant champion in Urena Vada.
Urena is definitely one of the most decorated women in TCWC, and looking to add yet another opportunity for a title this Thursday. And if there's anyone that can beat the Clan, I'm sure it is the Ultimates.
The thing I do have to wonder as this match begins, though, is if Eric wins this, is he kind of overbooking himself for also having to deal with Lucius Graves for that Capital Championship?
It is a risk that you have to take sometimes when you are a wrestler with a big spear.
Nicely delivered. We see that get countered more often than not when he goes for it. However, whipped into the Clan's corner, and Vada now on the receiving end of a little bit of a double team between Yori and Nathan. Nice little backdrop. Question, is Killjoy still alive in here? Crap, who is Killjoy?
That's a good
No,
question.
that
I
was
have no
Seven's
idea.
character. Unfortunately, Killjoy is not here, as Seven has not been able to get the new game. Get the game on a console I can participate with.
The fun part of 2K being 2K.
Jackson,
But
I will
Vada's
not
so
hear.
far-
Where is my chair? You have a chair. It's here. Nice. Gotta find your way back up to her feet, though.
It's going to take a lot to keep Urena down, something I'm sure Roxy could attest to after their previous match. But Eric now in. I will say, I may have walked out with my hand raised, but there is a reason that man is the classic champion.
That was a very big win he picked up against Elkins. However, currently Satoru managing to get this man into a powerbomb.
Ooh. That is not an easy task. Eric is not a small man. That was a nice spear.
Only he had the size to make that a little bit more devastating. However, nice sense on. Hello, Gwyn.
Hello.
I'm not going to pay attention to this match. My way of paying attention doesn't come into play, and you know what I'm talking about. Jax. War to
Jax.
see who's more unhinged.
What is Yori doing?
Observing currently. However, nice DDT found by Satoru. Elkins trying to get a tag in. Actually does manage to do it.
Nathan
Though-
manages to grab Urena for a second, but Urena fights out of it
The
quickly.
fact that Kushida is still just watching there is intriguing.
Very much. It's very reminiscent of a similar situation a couple months ago. No, Cole, you have not missed your match. We just started.
However, calling card has landed onto Vada. Eric stepping in very quickly. And it is broken up. However,
I wonder if that's a bit of
immediately,
a mistake.
Vada, key counter found. And now, looking for something of her own. Nice stop to the elbow.
Ooh. Oh, that does not feel good. Very reminiscent of the Nexus of Fate situation.
Interesting
It's
move.
just-
However, only about a 1.5 on that.
Look, that situation very closely impacted my life.
I was just saying that even in the size, it is kind of a Olivia Young to Haley Dawn situation. However, Eric punishing
Ooh.
Kushida a little bit.
I mean, sometimes you put yourself in the way and that happens.
Elkins rolled back into the
Or
ring.
managed-
Kushida is still down. The man just got up and is back up onto the apron now. I wonder if he had something happen that had him waiting to get back onto the apron. Now realizing that Eric's not going to give him the opportunity to rest, but there's a brutal big boot. Wait, this is the
Nice
third
little small
place.
package.
Sorry, I just popped in there.
No, you're
It's just, this
You
is
guys
the
are pretty-
third place help.
Is this still streaming, by the way?
It should be.
Cole and Glenn.
So far, though, the clan functioning much better as a tag team, actually looking for the double teams. I sometimes wonder if Urena and Eric are still a little bit overly used to the mixed tag rules of last season. Eric did get himself disqualified more than once for accidentally breaking those rules.
I can relate to that. Had that happen a couple times myself.
However, another neckbreaker delivered to Eric by Nathan. And I have to wonder, Eric is kind of taking a beating at this point. So has Satoru. But I have to wonder who has more energy behind it. Hello, Gab.
Hello. Satoru missing.
Ooh, misstep found, going for the double team. Nicely delivered Uranagi. And Eric, I think he's making a mistake not committing to the tag into Urena from off the ropes by Kushida when he tries to meet him. And a nice body block into that elbow
Ooh.
drop.
You have to wonder if sometimes Eric might be a little too protective of Urena when it comes to this, not wanting him to be in, trying to do more of it by himself.
It has actually been a persistent problem for the old gods. Both of them kind of doing it at different junctures. However, after that big boot, Yurina now stalking the downed Kushida. Yori, though, finds a counter to what I have to imagine would have been a Vada lock. And now, push to the head. Vada still in control despite the loss of momentum.
Yurina's very talented, and it takes more than just a quick loss of momentum to stop her rolling. But tagging out might be a mistake.
That said, Satoru did interrupt what she was looking for, and that may have been enough for her to want to take a little bit of a breather. But that's a big form to the face of Elkins. Capital Champion is up, but finds a nice counter.
Into a pin. One, only a one. Yori has not been involved in this match very long, so that was a bit of an ambitious. Ooh.
Kind of a reverse stunner there. Either way, brutal counter that attempt at a clothesline, and then punted promptly off the apron by Vada. Yurina actually tagging back out again. Jackson,
interesting decision.
Jackson, I think Eliza may have taken that picture.
That's a good possibility. And Eric distracted yet again, but manages to reverse a nice arm drag.
Nice exchange of counters, both of them trying to find an advantage, both of them failing to do so. But the jawbreaker may move the step. No. Big knee to the gut. Elbows now to the side of the head. Neither one of them able to really gain control of this situation. But that DDT, like, no. Elkins
immediately
just pissed. Dragged up. And don't think he wants that. Broken Eagle. But luckily,
thankfully, managed to avoid that numerous times 2 weeks ago. That was not a fun-looking fight.
Especially with how easily he delivered that to a man the size of Kushida. I mean, no offense, but how far do you think he could chuck you?
Clear across the ring, easily. Nice. Both of these men back to back with the counters.
Elkins is kind of showing that he has taken more time to study the game. Vada takes too long to set up, though. And now it is the turn of Kushida.
Oh! Hip attempt. Ouch.
A little bit of an upside down frown. And now Satoru back in for the clan. He's had a long time to recover. Grabbing his own head after that headbutt, though. I wonder how much that took out of himself. Gwyn, I like that immediate response. Up in the corner of the clan, Yurina again eating a double team out of the duo. Vada desperately bringing back Elkins, and it is going to be Yori and Eric back in this match between them. But immediately, Kushida getting lined up to that midnight shot.
Ooh. And that is not pleasant to take either.
There's one, there's two, no three. Marina took a long time to recover after getting that hot tag in. Ref being kind enough to let her stay in the ring rather than counting. However, powerbomb delivered by Kushida, and Eric reeling a bit still. That's starting to get away from the old gods.
And for once, that's
Sorry,
bent
I
on
just
land.
saw the. She wasn't here, was she? Are you dense?
Oh my god. Extol.
Hate Arena continuing to exist. Hello,
I
Captain.
think that's just... Hello. I think that's just Rena. That's not... Oh my lord.
Satoru hoping that exhaustion is taking its
Good
toll,
pin.
but your Arena not even giving it a chance. Eric, slow to get back up to his feet. Now thrown off the ropes. Nice little back elbow.
Big. Calling him to his feet.
And now being lined up for the coronation. I don't think Eric is kicking out of this. He's eating a lot of damage. There's
Don't
two.
think so either.
And there is three.
Well, looks like Northern Voyage is a bit of a rerun.
So far, it is that way. Have to say, Old Gods continuing to show that they have not completely adapted to the new format. I think they're still used to kind of the force swapping of people subconsciously. And the clan just running business as usual, more or less. But business as usual is not going to work on Villain Club.
No, it isn't. Especially not with Sin more than likely being at ringside. They run business as usual. It's gonna be the same situation as it was at Blockade.
And there is the coronation that finally ended this match. There's one, there's two, and there is three.
Here are your winners, Nathan Satoru.
I will give the clan a little bit of credit. They are a formidable duo when they can focus.
Gooner Jackson. Oh,
Oh, no. Excuse me?
did you just read what he just said? However,
Oh my god. Oh, why? What is the next match? Ooh.
the next match up is going to be Maxine Reeves taking on Callista Grace. Or correction, I went up a match card. It is going to be Aaron Case going up against Sin Matsuda. Apologies for that.
Say, wait.
I accidentally went back to
you
episode
just-
5 for some reason. It was scrolled up.
How are you gonna skip my girl like that? That's rude.
Now, as a reminder, as it may have been missed when mentioned 2 weeks ago, there is going to be a tournament at Northern Voyage to fill the Open Vanquisher Championship. And people are competing to get into this tournament. Among them, it is going to be the in-ring debut of Sin Matsuda and the return of Aaron Case. And they will be fighting off to get a spot in that tournament. And later on in the evening, there's also going to be Sky Flores and Morgan Reed fighting for that place.
It's an interesting matchup putting two members of the Final Testament against each other.
Now, just for people who are curious on who the guaranteed participants in this tournament are, they are Urena Vada, Maxine Reeves, Callista Grace, Yuri Rose, and Cassidy Lee.
Interesting field. All of them are very deserving in their own ways. I wish this tournament didn't have to happen, but
I think we all wish the tournament didn't have to happen. It's never a good thing when a title has to be vacated, especially not due to injury.
such is the business we are in, unfortunately.
However, we do have an announcement being made by Jackson Prince. He'll be seen sitting on the ring apron. TCWC, did you miss me? 'Cause I missed you. And I have some great news. I had to tell Roxy and Cos and anyone else. I have been medically cleared. Jackson jumps into the ring and runs the ropes for taking a bump and kipping up. I'm not backing down. I'm not surrendering. Harold, this is a message to you right now. I am ready. Point me to an opponent and send me out, because the prince has returned to his throne. Jackson rolls out of the ring and walks to a man again with his gear on it. Bryce, you still rolling? Good. I'm ready for my grand entrance, full of energy and strategy. The crown is waiting and is ready to take it. So bring it on, TCWC. I think Worship Title's gonna need a new home.
Very bold words from Mr. Prince.
Now, I have to say, to refocus onto this match, I am very curious to see how this is going to go.
If it's anything like BPW, the answer is already there.
Fair enough. Okay, the bunny with the knife is horrifying. In a weird way.
Yeah,
it's adorable, but also the bunny has a knife.
the bunny has a knife.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Concord, New Hampshire, Erin Case.
Finally making her return from an extended stay in Europe. It is the former protege of Selena Shade herself, Erin Case. Now, I have to admit, last season did not go the way Case would have liked. The tag team division did not treat her nicely. And she failed to really get rolling when she moved over to the singles division, but she did finally start to pick up some wins. But looking to find a new start here on Tussle.
Well, when you look at who she was teaming with, it's really not a surprise.
In fairness, to both of them, I think both of them have benefited from the drop from the tag division.
I agree with that. And here comes
Representing the club from Yamaguchi, Japan, the Warrior Princess, Cynthia Masuda.
the first and the only female member of the Villain Club.
I am excited to see what she can do in the ring here in TCWC. She was certainly big at ringside for Villain Club back at Blockade.
In my wish to stay unbiased, all I'm going to say is what she's done in BPW is not a fluke. And I'm looking forward to her repeating it here in TCWC.
However, Case off to an early start up against Matsuda. Okay, it's actually
Nice.
completely wild that both of the briefcases are held by Villain Club. That's actually wild.
It really is. I was not expecting that. Right now, Villain Club has both briefcases and the tag titles there. Sin managing to be in control. Case sends her off the ropes.
Aaron misses that axe handle, and now Matsuda returning the
so close.
favor.
That would have been kind of dope if that landed.
That outfit is fire. Which one, sir? However, triangle choke has been applied. Does
Aaron immediately fighting out.
That does not get locked in.
No, it does not. But Aaron's still feeling the effects of the momentary trap in. Manages to shake it off almost immediately.
I mean, as we've seen here, when you get locked into a submission, you either escape very quickly, your opponent gives up on getting the grip they need to get you to tap, or you almost instantly get out.
Yep. And Sin managing, showing the bit of technical prowess that she has, controlling the grapple yet again.
Nice pin attempt now out of Matsuda, but Case quickly kicking out.
Ooh, big kick to the head of Sin.
Nice
Big.
reversal.
Bulldog counter.
However,
And,
Aaron does recover, and Sin stepping inside of the ring. Aaron,
she keeps going for that, but she doesn't have the range.
that was ambitious. Just with the last one, Aaron kind of just went, if you want me to chase you, you gotta wait to go on the ropes. You gotta
Yeah,
wait.
a little bit.
However, Case him,
Nice
point
DDT.
DDT. We've got one. We've got two. Sin survives for now. For now, heading off the ropes. Nice forearm out of Aaron. In Case looking to put her away. There's one. There's two. No three.
Only two.
Strike for the heart, not quite enough to put Matsuda away. Goes for a drop of her own and misses. Matsuda now in control of the situation. Nice.
Nice rapid fire stomps to the chest.
Matsuda in complete control on the back end of Case, trying to find the win. However, as I speak, Case does find a counter, and one she needed desperately, Dragon Screw, and now up to the middle rope, finds a
Big
nice
body
little splash.
splash. Triangle choke of her own. But Sin almost immediately.
However, both of them showing how effective that maneuver can be. However, reversal on that attempt at an Irish whip, and that time the axe handle does land.
Calling Sin to her feet. Ooh.
Looking for a little bit of a wheelbarrow there, if she had gotten her way. Nice combination.
Nice combination.
Is it enough?
1, 2, almost.
Case showing the signs of wear on this match.
Big stomp to the knee.
Does match get up into her feet though. Clothesline does land. Second one as well. And a final one for
third.
good measure.
Went for a wheelbarrow ambitiously in the corner.
Ever raking
Ooh.
at the
Great.
eyes of Matsuda.
Ouch. Case showing that bit of viciousness that she is known for.
Sin does find a
Oh.
counter when she needs to. Nice little reverse
First DDT.
Sorry.
No, you're good. We were just gonna say the same thing. Then calling her to her feet. Big drop kick right to the mush.
However, roll
Nice
up by
small
Case.
package.
One,
One,
there's two,
two,
and there is
and
three.
that's it. Case stole the victory.
Why can I already hear that this victory emotion got reset?
Would not surprise me with the way 2K does things.
I'm doing decently, Anthony. How about you? So what is Jackson normally like at the booth?
Asleep.
Asleep, mildly unhinged. Generally hungry.
We're supposed to be hinged over here?
Moderate.
Oops.
Moderate.
Nobody ever told me that.
Just because you're naturally moderately hinged.
That's fair.
And I do have to agree, Simplet. I finally got a chance to respond, because that match just kind of kept rolling without much time to respond to what was going on in the chat. Sin does have a
Yeah, there
very
was-
good attire.
I am very proud of how that attire came out, gonna be honest.
They definitely nerfed submissions in the last update. For good reason.
Yeah, they definitely did, because like that Sky and Brandon match should not have went as long as it did.
It also might
I'm
factor
thinking that
into...
was a bit of a fast count. But Case moves on to Northern Voyage.
And Sin can't be disappointed with how that match went for her completely. She made some bad judgment calls, but she survived two major moves out of Case. I just got knocked the duck out of my girlfriend. Someone get me out of here. Rolls away. Who is the most hinged commentator? Me on solo commentary?
Yeah, possibly. You add me on here and it gets a little...
What is being hinged?
It gets a little less hinged.
However, next match up does approach. And we are going to be headed over to the Revolution division. Now, this one does not have implications for the Gauntlet in a few days. But Emerson Barrett and Aiden York going to be going at it for placing, as they will both be trying to get a better spot to get into the Gauntlet in the next rotation.
He'll be back if he wants his keys back. Please do not break into my house. I have had enough of that.
Has Coz actually been the person home when there was break-ins?
You act like Roxy hasn't told him.
I feel like that might be one of the things where she's just like, I'm just not going to mention that.
We have a
Salem
ring.
just appeared in my house.
We have cameras.
We have cameras. Wait, what is this? Ishiro. How's it going, Ishiro? How are things rolling?
I love that I'm not the only one that calls you fucker.
No, you are not. I was gonna say Tuesdays are generally for me a bit more of a busy day because I'm not competing directly with WWE.
That is true.
There's still NXT, but even though I like NXT, not everyone does. But thank you.
Yeah, NXT is definitely a bit more of an acquired taste.
One fall, making his way to the ring from New York, weighing in at 170 pounds, Emerson Barrett!
You sure that he lost? Don't think I actually give you my keys. However, entering first, it is going to be Emerson Barrett. Picked up a very big win in his debut up against myself.
That is very true, and he has been impressive in his other match as well.
Unfortunately, Xander Wright did get the better end of him, but he also got the better end of Aiden York, so I'm not sure you can hold that against him. This is that one match. What? Wait, did Emerson Barrett fight Rena or Stubbs? Did I miss something?
I don't know. I'm very confused. Not off-brand Cole Quinn. No. It's just one of Cole Quinn's many personas during that.
And his opponent
Should have stayed
from
Black Hole
Leeds,
Cole.
England, weighing in at
Oh my God.
198 pounds, Aiden
Captain, I'm
I'd rather
happy
have
you
Mr.
see it
CQ.
too. I'm so happy you see it too, Captain. I was gonna feel bad if it was just me. After you said that, I was just like, oh boy.
That's why I didn't respond until Captain did.
However, Aiden York, you're currently reigning Nightmare Champion over in BPW.
Imagine getting titles in BPW.
However, while BPW has been kind to Aiden's skill set, the same cannot be completely said here in TCWC, since breaking ties with his brother. Things have not gone his way while Victor is sitting as your currently reigning Ascendant Champion.
Aiden has definitely been on the short end of the York brother split. Imagine winning in BP. Ouch.
Aiden's
My
the only one of mine who
feelings.
does consistently. Nice roll up out of Barrett, though. We've got no count, though. I thought that was at least going to get enough surprise to get a 1 count.
Look, literally all of my other calls win in BPW. It's just me. Nice rough rider leg drop.
And now off the ropes.
Ooh.
I don't think
Almost
that's
a-
exactly what he wanted, but it certainly worked.
It's like a springboard rear view. Definitely don't think that's what he wanted, but
However, he lost control of that grapple. A lot of pressure onto the shoulder of Barrett, and his preference for suplexes is going to get harder and harder the less strength he has in that arm.
for a second I thought he was biting him. I'm not convinced he wasn't.
I wouldn't put it past York. There's a reason they called him the Wolf among the two.
Ooh, went for a springboard blockbuster, but ooh. Barrett face first off the mat.
Gwen is fiery today.
I don't think it's Gwen. I think it's just straight Rena.
I'm giving the credit to Gwen right now. However, as another set of chain wrestling days, I actually didn't notice this. Barrett got broken open.
He did on that drop toe hold. His face caught the mat just right. Right near that apron, which I don't know if you've been told is one of the hardest parts of the ring.
Off the ropes, nice thrust kick by York. Aiden really looking a bit frustrated that he is out of his first gauntlet ever since the beginning of the Revolution Championship, and trying to prove that it was a fluke that he did not make it there. But a nice knee drop. We've got one, we've got two.
Two. Only a 2 count.
Rena might have hacked Quinn's Twitch.
That sounds like Rena.
Elbows to the back of the head, but Barrett cannot find anything on the back end of it. Now elbows to the jaw. Ooh. He knows he has to fight out, but York not giving him much room to breathe. Nice forearm, though. Barrett trying to get the crowd
Aiden to his feet.
Up. Nice poison Rana. Or Frankenstein, depending on what you prefer.
Poison Rana just sounds doper. Nice blockbuster.
Wait, what was that about the poison Rana?
I said the poison Rana sounds cooler.
There. Nice exchange of counters. Neither one of them really getting any real control here thus far, but it might be Barrett finally finding opportunity to change that. He's bringing Aiden back up to his feet. Nice. Trouble in paradise. Up to the top rope. Nice.
Shooting star.
We've got one. We've got two.
Oh. That was a fantastic combination.
He's really hoping that kickoff from Aiden was a fluke, and it was.
It was.
Hello, Braden.
Hello.
Emerson Barrett, though, picking up a major.
It was a very impressive win. Aiden. Poor Aiden, man. Not been able to get that momentum.
That said,
Gwen.
the crowd opinion on the result of the match is split. Despite Aiden coming off a little bit of a back-end villain of it all, Still got fans in there. I would say this is more mental health for both of us than anything else.
Yeah, pretty much. It's been a week. I think it's been a week for both of us.
I still haven't woken up, and I got up 12 hours ago. Smiley face.
I worked for 8 hours. I'm still very tired.
Harold, this like
Like
no. This is a personal problem, Jackson. You can handle it. I'm just reminding you that Jimmy Long exists. Fair enough. How did the commentary go at BPW with Jimmy, though?
Oh, speaking of Rena.
Does Rena have words?
No, but she is the next contest.
She is. The next match up, we're going to be taking a visit to the Women's Capital Division. It is going to be Rena taking on Olivia Young.
I'm not going to read that out loud. But damn, Gwen. And now Harold sees why I won't read that out loud.
I guess at least someone's committed to getting his keys back.
Rena, you have a match. Focus on that.
Or is she just not worried about this match? He saw Wolfric in the crowd and ran. In Jimmy's defense, he saw Wolfric.
That is fair.
You shouldn't have called him a little angry man. What you said may have been true, but you used harsher words.
You're facing Olivia Young, Gwen. AKA, again, out of character, one half of the most useless tag team in BPW.
I barely even got to start. He left after the second match. Okay, fair. Serena continuing to throw flack at Young. Serena, Olivia can't catch a break right now.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
She really can't.
Representing the final testament from New York.
The coolest entrance, and you give me this. What is this? Good God. And now we see why Rena hasn't had any words on this contest. She is very unconcerned.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Sorry, I just saw me when I see Rena. What is this? It wasn't even that tame. Like I said, it wasn't tame. An angry manlet. Wolfric is still bitter about that.
Hopefully they can get a win on Saturday. Don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath.
And her opponent, representing the next.
Look, Jackson, if you get a concussion, I'm not babying you like I baby Roxy.
Ever representing the Nexus of Fate and now Nexus Club. It is Olivia Young.
Damn, Gwen. Damn.
Rena screaming up at the announce table from the ring.
That's what that shrill sound was, right? You think I'd be used to that, having teamed with Rena before?
Crossbody.
Ooh, big crossbody. Guina is ruthless. Olivia Young on fire to start this match. I think she heard everything that was said.
I think she is frustrated. A nice little stunner.
Let's go, Olivia. Oh, sorry. I'm
What
supposed
if
to be
Jimmy
unbiased.
Long was a ref? That'd be funny. I really wish I could get the like the custom ref thing I was doing earlier on working again. I haven't even checked this patch if it's even fixed yet, but you couldn't do special guest referee matches on custom arenas, and it made me very sad. I'm not sure if they ever fixed it.
Okay, restart. I wasn't ready.
If I recall correctly, you used something similar on Danny for the Vanquisher title.
Cry and retire. Jesus. Ooh. Big kick to the ribs.
And Rena fighting back into control for the final testament.
Calling Olivia to her feet.
Nice Hurricanrana.
Ooh. Ouch.
The living Saint's
Nice
gonna
set of
need a
double axe
miracle
handles.
to get out of this one.
You're not wrong. Oh,
She may have found
commentator's
part
curse.
of one. Nice dragon screw.
I'm 22 and I'm crying. What is this shit? Sir, I'm 30 and crying. What are you talking about?
There's one.
Into the pin. One.
Only the one. I love the environment of this chat. It is very strangely hinged today.
It's because I'm on commentary and I don't want to be unhinged, but skill issue lands.
And she's not even looking for a pin off of it. But perhaps she should have whipped out to the corner. Does evade danger initially, but whipped down to the ground. Nice forearm. And she cannot fight out of that brutal series of punches. And a disrespectful slap for good measure.
Into a Black Widow.
Okay. Toadstool, Brayden. Well, normally, I would let that one go. I'm going to say no this time. We're just going to let Automod do its job this time.
Rena fighting out with a big DDT.
Hold
we
on,
don't
I
need-
need some chaos and Autobots and shit. However, I think that was the Rena's knockout that was being lined up, but it was denied. We've got
One.
only one, though.
Only a one. Rats. Oh my god.
Looking at the corner.
Nice. Going for a body slam. Gets it.
Heading up to the middle rope. I have a feeling I know what she's looking for here. The game over does not land.
Ooh. Olivia not deterred by the failure to land. Game over.
Olivia's got a much stronger focus than she's had in previous weeks. Lilith Matsumoto kind of dismantled her last, 2 weeks ago, last episode.
Yeah, she did.
Set of clotheslines.
And Salem did as well in BPW. Ooh, big
If I
chop.
recall correctly, that was actually Alice and not Salem.
That is correct. You are correct. I was a little distracted by the fact that we lost to the carnival the next night.
Young, game over has landed. Is this over for Rena? There's 2.
1, 2. No, only a 2 count. Oh.
Nice sequence by Rena.
Did Olivia just go for Arena's knockout?
I think it's possible.
Oh, Rena going for that top rope brain buster. Oh, and it lands.
There's 1. There's 2.
1, 2. Oh, and Olivia kicks out.
There's the Rena's knockout, though, and I think that is the final
that
needed. There's 1. There's 2. No!
No, Olivia kicks out again.
What? Young fighting up to her feet and has the nerve to taunt her after all that.
And pays for it. That is an interesting taunt. Can I please not be Jobber and win 1 match?
Look, you gotta drop a whole division before I'm letting you call yourself a jobber. Ooh, exchanging control of this roll-up. Olivia does get the better end of it eventually. There's 1. There's 2.
There's 2. And no, Rita kicks out.
Olivia?
What are you doing? She just pulled a Roxy, but she manages to fight out.
Waits for her to get a little bit recovered, and now set up on the ropes is Rena.
Liv, come on, Liv. Ooh, nice chop to the back. Nice shoulder block.
Young lines up a little rear spear, looking for the pin off of it. Is exhaustion the factor?
1,
It
2
is.
I think I may have to take a look at Rena after the stream.
I'm going to throw hands with all of you.
In character comment incoming. That's my tag team partner.
Gotta say though, Olivia kicked out of that top rope brain buster with the same amount of space left with Russell Shepard's sister Abigail. That was the thinnest of margins. The absolute thinnest.
The only one that like does decent in both is Sky.
It's called the Shepherd's Embrace. I will attempt to remember things.
I still have to remember to put all of the new moves for Domikos and Sky into the channel.
I'm getting really bad with remembering people's finisher names, though. I like only remember mine and a few others right now.
That's also because I keep stealing all of Roxy's moves. So
However,
I
is Cole here at the moment?
Jackson! I don't care.
He's an adult. Yeah, you're okay. Cool. Like, if you're not here, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna delay this match and just keep putting other ones in front of it. However, next match up, we're gonna be taking a trip over to the Revolution division yet again. This time, it is going to be Drew Malenko taking on a debuting Cole Windsor. But there
And both
are
of
words.
these men had something involving them. You read Cole's and I'll read Drew's.
Where's Cole's?
It's above my last one as Domikos.
There we go. We see a
It's
vignette.
the only one I'm tagged in.
I found it. I was like, where is this? We see a vignette begin. Cole Windsor is seen at a private auction. Art, rare games, even sports memorabilia are on display. The camera pans over rows of people in suits and dresses bidding on items. Cole Windsor, acting as a narrator, speaks. Look at them, biting for status, for clout. I don't bid, I buy. The final item auction block is a signed championship belt. The man who signed it, Damikos Anderson. Cole Windsor raises his paddle. Everyone turns to him. No one dares to bid against him. Wrestling isn't just a sport anymore. It is a business, and I own it. My first course of action: finish what I started. Cole Windsor is seen smirking as everyone is still looking at him as the scene fades to black.
And Drew Malenko has words ever few they are. Cole Windsor, I know what you've done elsewhere, but you drew me for your TCWC debut. And I'm not here to welcome you. I'm here to test you. Let's see if you're ready.
Even when Malenko speaks, he doesn't speak much.
He is not one for words. He much prefers to let his actions do the talking for him. Do you have to go download him?
What? I thought I did. Uno momento, por favor. I thought I took care of this. Apparently, I forgot. Oh, I was going to do before I left to go watch animals. And then just didn't open
that makes
Tuesday
sense.
before I left.
That tracks.
That was terrifying help. Wait, what? What was terrifying?
What was terrifying? Oh, the vignette.
Did I give him too
Wait, you-
intimidating of a voice?
Wait, you don't even know where I was going. Why was I grounded? Because you were sneaking out? Duh.
We don't need a reason.
You forget, Roxy and I are the parents of the house. Somehow.
I feel like it's
terrifying.
closer to Kylie.
Yeah, but who's the parent when Kylie's not there?
Fair. Wait, where is Cole? Where is Cole?
Last page, probably?
He wasn't there. Who is this?
I swear to God I had him uploaded.
I know you did because I saw it. That's why I'm like, why isn't he downloaded?
Next page?
Uno momento. There you go. Second.
There he is.
I swear this one download is mine. What?
Nandayo?
What? Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. What do you mean?
But Father Koss, I have to wrestle. You don't tonight.
Is there someone who's currently multiple sitting here? Yes.
Oh. All of the multiples are just mine.
Probably.
Yep. There's another. Of me.
Give me a moment. Apparently was out of download space completely because I was not doing some maintenance.
There's two Liliths.
Which one is the real one?
The real one is the one with the gold. And that's the old Morrigan, I think.
It might be.
Because I think I changed her top.
By the way, we're just gonna handle some business here.
This guy is the oh.
Sorry about that,
Okay.
gentlemen and ladies.
Just ignore the yeah. That's from WLO.
Just ignore the NWO banners? No.
We're gonna make specific comment about them.
You can't stop me.
Roxy wouldn't ground. Yes, the fuck she would.
Roxy would ground
She'd
people
beat
without
your
a
ass and
spike.
then ground you. She will do both.
Bro, Cos, how many companies are you in? Too many. There's a reason he made a joke
yeah.
about being in less companies so he had more time to spend with Roxy.
Download Morrigan, you whore.
No.
I mean, what? Yes.
No. Do you really
Well,
want to
I'm
get into
boned
this
then.
war? Do you really want to?
Yes.
Did this download? Download.
Please tell. Oh, okay, I was gonna say, please tell me it's not broken. I'm using my computer right now. I can't re-upload her.
I saw you open up 2K. Don't you lie to me.
That was when I was using my phone.
However,
And then I switched to my computer.
now, sorry for that little bit of technical difficulties. There was an issue over there with one of the ring apron ropes. It was a little bit
Oh,
loose.
really? I thought it was Cameron Owen rampaging backstage. I heard somebody yell about Adrian being afraid of.
I can't imagine Adrian would stop someone else's match for that. But I could be wrong.
Why did I have to sneak out and wrestle? Why did I don't. Why did you? Also, why did you bring it up? If you wouldn't have brought it up, we wouldn't have paid
We
attention.
wouldn't have even known. There we go. Apologies about that. That took a bit.
In fealty of the
Realistically,
God
you have no one to blame but
Emperor,
yourself.
undying Lord, and by the grace of the Golden Throne, I hereby sign the death warrant of an entire
But yes, I work in yes companies.
million souls to oblivion.
I had to have my moment of silence for the exterminatus speech.
It's scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Tampa, Florida, weighing in at 204 pounds.
Quick, Harold, what are the loudest audio emotes? I don't know. I know the quietest one is oh hell no, and it makes me sad.
I feel like I should update Drew.
I would agree. He's been around. A former two-time Revolution champion. It is the Iceman Drew Malenko.
I think he's only a one time. He just defended it twice.
Is he only one time? I thought he was one of the only ones who actually
I
had more than
doth,
once.
I doth believe he is only a one-time, but the only one to defend it more than once. Because he defended it in a singles match.
I'm checking this.
The Villain Club are two-time Revolution champions, and son of a bitch.
Yeah, no one has held this belt more than once. You're correct.
Weighing in at 203 pounds.
I didn't see the hydrate. And you specifically want me to drink water.
Also, there you go, Harold.
Bonus points for using Baron Corbin's theme. Windsor, can I get some of this money, man? How much did you just spray into the crowd? They're still falling.
May have used JBL's on top of.
Why do I pay you? You're obviously already rich, dude.
To be fair, if you pick up the money, I'm pretty sure his face is on it.
Oh, that's disappointing. I was hoping I was at least going to be able to get rich off of him.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he will probably put money into the company. That's what he does with WLO. It's how we afford Pyro there.
It's how we afford. This is just all of the
Look.
pyro that goes into Rena's entrance money. This is how much it costs.
Look, in WLO, we like our Pyro.
You play money, your face. The dash arena after that. Doubt. I'm pressing X. I'm pressing X.
I broke my X button. Big Luthez press to start off the match. Nice
Ever
kick to the
Windsor
head
fighting
by
back up
Cole.
to his feet. Taking
Another
down.
Luthez press.
Drew Malenko's got an offensive choice thus far. Can I still return at the pay-per-view? You won't be able to return at the pay-per-view, Jackson. You do not have a championship match. The pay-per-views are basically just championship matches.
Or grudge matches.
Yes. Guaranteed he leaves those bills with his face at the tip when he goes out to eat. That's honestly more rude than the Pierre tips light. You get a big tip, but it's fake money.
Don't get me started on Pierre. This isn't the show for him.
Cole was trying
Nice
to get
bit of-
control of that. Nice reversal by Drew.
Nice bit of technical wrestling by both men. I do have a bit of history with Mr. Windsor. If you couldn't tell by the vignette.
What, you just bought one of your belts?
Because that belt he bought is a replica of the belt I beat him for in WLO. Which is the lightweight championship there. We have a bit of a rivalry,
However,
but
nice.
we will talk more about that later.
Very nice headlock applied, and Windsor got Drew dragged back up to his feet. Blanco was trying to get some momentum out of it, but just holding on is Windsor. This chain wrestling started off in favor of Drew, but it has gotten further and further away from the longer it has lasted. And now going back to work on that arm. Malenko
Both men have
needs
had-
to get out of this.
He does. Both men have had, and as you say, big punches. And another Luthez press.
Man,
Both men had a bit of a technical showcase at some point during this match. Drew first and then Cole.
Windsor biding his time. Blanco does recover, though. He's got him off the ropes.
Ooh, into the ref. Nice Russian leg sweep.
How did I
Both of these men have a bit of an old school move set.
Nice. Cloverleaf, though.
Ooh. Not quite the one he and his father are most known for, but still enough to do a little bit of damage to that lower back.
Windsor at least is able to prevent it from getting too bad for him, but a nice
Tiger bomb.
There's two.
1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count.
Nice escape thus far, but a denial. Beautiful Uranagi out of dodge.
A big clothesline. This has been a solid contest by both men. Both showing off.
Crap, I need to do
big.
matches for lights.
Oh, this is a good option. Cole calling Drew to his feet.
Smashed into the corner. Windsor. Another big
back
elbow.
elbow. Drop kick misses. Both of these men back and forth with the counters. Sends him off the ropes. Oh, went for a back elbow. Eats one of his own.
Nice
This
kick
is-
to the head. Looking for the pin.
Damn.
KO'd off of that kick to the jaw.
That was a big boot. Cole, I think, might have been expecting someone else in his debut match and wasn't quite prepared for the Iceman's son. But I'm sure Cole will get what he wants very soon.
Here
I
is your
am
winner,
surprised that that kick was enough.
I think that's another out of character, didn't have enough for resiliency.
See, I'm going even out of character. That wasn't the signature. And
No, that was...
and there was only one finisher. Like, if it was two finishers, I would have expected, like, any random thing can end this. And I'm just like, huh?
Same. That's not what happened in the test matches I ran on this character.
I don't
Jesus.
believe you.
No, genuinely not what happened.
Don't worry, I'm just messing with you.
Cole won most of the test matches that I did.
However, Drew guaranteed a spot in the gauntlet and solidifying his place with that win. He will be the last entrant out for Tussle. There is a matchup now to determine who gets to stay in the gauntlet, as El Tigre is guaranteed entry spot number 3 as the currently reigning champion. Two members who were fighting for their spots here, Xander Wright and Jackson Rusakis, have to go another round. The loser will be out of the gauntlet. Holy crap, we made such good time on this card. What the heck? Oh, we skipped the match.
Yes, we did.
I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, we skipped the
That's why I'm like,
Vanquisher tournament.
huh? How do we only have this many matches left? So next up, we're gonna be headed before we are going to commit to doing the match I just announced, because
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. A little bit. I am excited to see this match. I'm hoping Rusakis can recapture that bit of momentum he had during the first Revolution Gauntlet this year.
Run it back. Wait, what is this message I'm missing? Okay, hello, Steven. I am expecting chaos now that I see who this message is from. I don't trust escalators. They are just metal crocodiles waiting for one wrong step before they claim your ankles for the Shadow Realm. What? What? My brain is not here enough to handle what's happening around me.
Same. But a former Revolution champion in Xander Wright.
From Baltimore, Maryland.
He knocked Aiden out of the gauntlet last week. Can he do the same to Sagas?
If he can, it will certainly be a nice bit of momentum for Xander heading into that gauntlet in a couple days.
That said, with the arrival of Windsor, rumor is that someone from the Revolution division on Tussle will be moved on to Melee in the near future.
Interesting.
To balance out the divisions between the shows. So we'll have to see who is transitioned over. When will Eliza make her debut? Post Northern Voyage. As that will also be when the Legion makes their debut.
The Legion?
And his opponent from Forest Lake, Minnesota, weighing in at 205 pounds, Jackson Rosette.
Hello, Gluco. Entering now, it is someone who has become kind of a crowd favorite underdog here in TCWC. Got very close to winning a gauntlet about 2 months ago now. But that same success has not been forthcoming. And now his own spot in this gauntlet up for grabs. But can he survive right? Emerson did not, Aiden did not.
I have a bit of an announcement to make myself, if that is okay with you.
What is your announcement?
That if Mr. Yamashita defeats me on Thursday, I will not be returning
Nobody can see.
to the Escalation Division.
You guys can't see. Ah!
Oh, oof, rip.
I told you my brain was not functioning today. You guys don't need to see. Just listen to the soothing sounds of me and
Just
Ghost's
listen.
voice.
It's fine. Seeing's overrated. Nice bit of back and forth offense by Ruseka and Xander. Nice apron DDT.
So to repeat what I said a little bit earlier, Blitz. Eliza will be making her debut, most likely the show immediately after Northern Voyage or the show following it. So either the first or second week of July. However, I am realizing currently that I have very limited space left in my downloads.
Yes.
So I am like reaching capacity at the moment, which is a little awkward.
A little bit. Nice. Attempted clothesline. Doesn't quite land all of it.
Now, granted, I am still sitting there with 6 people who currently can't do their jobs. So,
Stage. Nice kick to the face. Ruseika's
nice DDT
Nice.
from Ruseika. So, Captain, if Coast loses, he will be headed to the Capital Division.
I will not be returning to the Escalation Division and will be attempting to play with the big boys, so to speak. Feel pretty confident after my match with Eric. I think I have done all I can. Ooh, nice hot shot.
For the pin, we got one.
One.
Going to be that one.
Dear one.
Knee
Ooh,
drop,
went for a knee.
misses, and a nice Hurricanrana out of Ruseikis. And he is hyped up right now, but misjudges the distance, and Xander Wright happy to take advantage of it.
Nice knee to the back.
The pin is right, but only going to be that one count yet again. And Jackson cannot fight his way out of that nice gutbuster.
I'd say it was a bit ambitious to go for the pin, but any energy you can make your opponent expend is a smart move.
And as we've seen here, expending energy is one of the big ways people do actually find wins here.
That is correct.
Exhaustion has become a very, very big factor in decisions in TCWC. We'll have to see if that remains the case as the weeks go on. However, nice natural selection.
On the out, is he willing to keep his spot via count out? It would seem so.
I think it's more likely he didn't want to spend any more energy than he needs to get him back in the ring. Especially because he's getting straight back to business, but beautiful reversal by Jackson. There's 2.
One.
And oh no!
Oh!
One. 2.
2. Oh, that was by a hair. Ruseika's managed to reverse that.
Right on the face of Wright. And now the 2 of them caught in an exchange of blows in the center of this ring. Ruseika so far actually getting the better end of this exchange.
I think the fun part about the cruiserweights trading blows is it really is a toss-up outside of Liam on who gets the advantage. Big discus clothesline.
O'Neal is definitely not someone you want to be trading blows with.
Been there, done that. Don't recommend.
You at least didn't
Hell of a
eliminate
competitor, though. That is very true.
First up, Enziguri. I think we know what Xander has in mind. Nice elbow drop. We have got 1, 2, 3.
3. Xander kicks 2 people out of the gauntlet to keep his spot.
The energy Ruseika's expended to get out of dodge on that roll-up, I think was just a step too far for him. He was trying to find that powerbomb backstabber, but just could not line it up. And the Ruseika's bomb just not
Almost
working
cost
out
him.
for him.
Xander Wright has to be a favorite heading in to Northern Voyage and that Revolution Gauntlet after the performances he's put on as of late.
He has a tough job. He is coming out as the starter for Tussle. If he can come out with that belt, he has to survive 5 competitors.
It will be a difficult task, but it's been done before.
This guy is
Can be done again.
9% damage, 1%. I think Yoda can do anything important in Star Wars. The worst part about that statement is I don't completely disagree with you.
Peter's just out here with the hot takes.
I hate that I kind of agree with the Yoda one, but I've never been a fan of Yoda.
Valid.
Yes,
He's
your
just
friends
a
are
silly
being
little guy.
tortured. I advocate inaction. Sorry. Really hate that. I hate how often the Jedi advocate for inaction. Fun fact on why I really don't like the Jedi in Star Wars, and why I don't like the current take
Valid.
that the dark side is like automatically evil that is in the current setup of Star Wars canon. I liked the expanded universe take of you kinda need both. Sorry, rant
Valid.
over. I will not go on a Star Wars rant right now. I am a very big Star Wars nerd. Not doing it right now.
Please do not. We have to finish this card.
Next match up.
The match we skipped.
It is going to be the decider for who will be the final entrant into the Vanquisher tournament. It is going to be Sky Flores taking on Morgan Reed. Now, if I recall correctly, at least one of them did have words.
They both had words in one promo.
Would you like to speak?
That's what I'm doing. The Final Testament, Sky Flores, Lilith Matsumoto, and Morgan Reed stand in an abandoned church, moonlight cutting through the cracked stained glass. Candles flicker behind them, casting shadows on the worn stone. Sky stands center, Morgan to the right, Lilith to her left. Sky steps forward first, a slight smirk on her lips. How cute. Adrian thinks putting me and Morgan against each other is going to shake something loose. Like that'll make us hesitate, like it'll stop the storm that's coming. Spoiler alert, it won't. Whether it's me or Morgan who walks into that tournament, the result will be the same. Because this place, it's already crumbling. And we're here to finish the job. Sky slowly steps back as Morgan steps up. Morgan, he wants to test our bond. Good. Let him. What?
It downloaded Morgan twice.
Oh, rip.
And I'm just like, I'm so mad this occurred. Oh, sorry.
Sky and I don't need to fight for validation. We don't need to tear each other down to prove our worth. This match is just another step towards the Vanquisher Championship. A title we will bring back home. Adrian, we're not your pawns. We are the fire that turns your kingdom to ash. Morgan steps back and Lilith steps forward now, a smirk tugging at the corner of her lips. Meanwhile, I've got 2 lambs waiting for the slaughter. Angela Lopez, Talia Kaiva. You're both stepping into the ring thinking this is your moment. But you're not walking into an opportunity. You're walking into a reckoning. Angela, I know you think that smile hides the truth, but I see the doubt in your eyes. And Talia, The fire in you flickers, but it's weak. Last week, I should have read this before Rena's match. Oh well. Last week I crushed Olivia's little hopes, and this week Rena finishes the job. Whether she's walking beside the prince or not, that girl doesn't belong in our world. Lilith's smile fades as Sky steps forward again. This isn't just rebellion, it's revelation. We are the final testament, and the reckoning begins now.
This coup's
Tippity
gonna
tippity type.
end in war games, ain't it?
Yep, probably.
Maybe. I don't think Adrian has bodies for that currently.
Nobody is particularly on the TCWC side other than Nitro,
There's
think.
Nitro and there's Dieter. It's going back to the thing.
The following
There's no
contest
music
is
again.
scheduled for one fall. Making her way
No,
to the ring
Sky's
from
music.
Salem, Massachusetts.
Wow, Sky looks different.
Nightmare Empress Sky Flores.
She's much brighter than normal.
She looks like Halloween Town.
She does. I love this attire. Halloween Town was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Sorry, I'm starting to really pretend they can't notice a red flag if it was waved at her face. How many red flags does she need about?
Why does she have a hat? She's always had a hat.
Why does she? I believe that's almost always the hat that she has had, though. I believe originally it had tassels. I don't remember.
Her mask did,
It was the mask.
but she dropped the mask. But the hat's always been there.
I know that hat's always been there. It was just like I know. I just can't remember if it was the exact same hat. Was what I think of. Yeah, the tassels
is.
were from the mask.
It just changes the color of the part around the top. It's Sky, don't question it.
Black magic.
And her opponent from Las Vegas, Nevada.
It's secured really well, I assure you, in a completely safe way for the skin.
I assure you there is no black magic happening.
Super glue. Morgan Reed and Sky Flores. I think this is the first singles match since Sky Flores and Liz Matsumoto had the rematch for the Capital Championship that there has been between the Fallen and Havoc that now make up Final Testament.
I believe you are correct. After the last match between Lilith and Sky as the Final Testament was born. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick, give me just a second. Hey, finally! The Final Testament's guaranteed a win while I'm on commentary.
Oregon, though, off to a quick start up against Flores. Blonde Sky Flores is throwing me off a little bit, though, I'm not going to lie. Stomp to the arm, and now, no! Nice reversal found by Sky, but rolls out of that drop kick. Nice forearm to, or not Rena, but Sky and Morgan. Stomps to the head, and Reed heads up to that middle rope. Nice splash. Nice set of strikes. Follows it up with a little military press slam, and now heading up to the top rope, it is Reed. Morgan calling Sky back up, and Flores tries to oblige, but a shoulder tackle takes her down. Currently, Reed in complete control of this match.
Why is Sky smiling the entire time, though?
We both know
It's
why.
a little unsettling.
I'm used to it. She
You would
popped
think
up
I
from
would
a
be
burning
too.
table. I'm used to it.
That is, I have also seen her go through the top of a cell before. and win the match.
I long ago stopped questioning the sanity of Sky. It's everyone else who I have hope for.
You know what? That's fair. Already lining up.
Oh, that forearm misses. And
Sky biting Morgan.
I realize I didn't give you the benefit of the doubt here, but you can't be biting people's noses. That's weird.
Ooh! Last Whisper lands. Yes, I named the headbutt Last Whisper.
Ooh! Old shot variation. Not quite enough.
Part of me thinks Sky knew that wasn't going to be enough.
That got very close, though.
Am I still riding the couch? No. Thankfully.
P1 should have joined Count Dooku. That is a hot
Big
take.
frog splash.
That is a hot take. However, looking for the pin now. We've got one. We've got two. There
and
it
three.
is.
That ended much quicker than I expected it to.
Would have been a better story. See, I actually don't mind that take that it would have been a better story. I think my problem is it doesn't fit Obi-Wan's character. To at least do that when Count Dooku is literally being in the most suspicious place. The Sith control the Republic. I'm gonna ignore that. But Sky Flores secures her place in the Vanquisher Gauntlet.
Can you imagine Sky in a Vanquisher match?
She was part of
Sounds
that
horrifying. Yeah, but the contest has changed, and it fits her mode of brutality.
Here's your winner, the Nightmare Empress Sky.
Even more now. I don't think Sky is a human. You know what? That's fair. I question it regularly.
Literally got the Sith eye contacts in, and we're talking about Star Wars.
Yep. I think Adrian has his hands full with this coup between Lucius and Sky and the Final Testament. It's not the people you want to be on the wrong side of.
Count Dooku equals sexy grandpa. All I'm gonna say is if Christopher Lee was like my relative, I would not mind that. Sexy grandpa is an extreme statement to me, though, but that's me. Personal opinion. You got that sus face going. What?
Oh my. It's not me this time.
And this is not the man I would have expected to be saying sexy grandpa Count Dooku. I didn't know you swung that way.
It is Pride Month.
However, next match up, we will be determining who will be the men's Vanquisher #1 contender to go after Fletcher Stud.
Fletcher has been on quite the roll as of late.
But can he survive Cameron Owen if he makes it through this match?
What is even... What is even happening in chat right now?
Crap, which one is the real one?
I think that's the right one. I don't know either.
I need to just like parse through all of the characters at some point because I've got a lot more double downloads than I realized. Coming up soon, it is going to be Cameron Owen, Elijah Fink, and Anthony Vincente. And oddly, Anthony is the only one in this match who has previously held this title.
I want to ban Peters for bringing up Jar Jar.
I will not allow it.
I have trauma with Jar Jar. Siblet can attest to the trauma with Jar Jar.
I don't want to know. Wait.
You. Hi, Mama Harold.
Gilf, Grandpa! I'm sorry. I love that that is the part of that you responded to. Mama Harold. Gilf. God!
The following is a fatal four-way match.
Oh my
Making his
god.
way to the ring from the Bronx, New York, weighing in at 267 pounds.
Jar Jar should not exist. Thank you. Oh my lord.
Tell me why technology went backwards from the first three movies and the original three. Because the Empire is bad at logistics and bad at military doctrine. That's my reasoning. Empire was regressive. And I will not change the argument. And also, people really didn't like droids after a certain conflict with a lot of atrocities committed by droids. For relatively obvious reasons. Makes me wonder why the lack of
We tried.
droids.
What is this stream?
I tried to get the right Cameron out. Gifts are my age!
Gifts are my age!
From Newport, Wales, weighing in at 239 pounds, Lance Gage.
What does that make, Papa Harold? Okay, to get back on track.
You can get back on track.
Lance Gage.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be broken for a bit. I think that's comment of the month. I don't think that's. If Yamashita wins the hate crime, it's still up there. But gilfs are my age wins it for me.
Same.
But now we have got
From Traverse City, Michigan,
Monster
weighing in at
Elijah
263 pounds,
Bing.
Elijah Bing.
My face hurts from laughing.
I said,
my
what does that
God.
make Papa Harold, not Mama Harold? That was about Papa Harold.
I feel like the no comment still stands.
Fair.
I don't think you want there to be a comment on that, if I'm going to be completely honest with you.
No comment felt fitting. I was just specifying that is not what I said.
Oh my god. Oh, my face.
I think I have simmered down enough. You were so fast on getting that one through.
I didn't do that.
I did. I saw for a second with the option to say yes, and someone else got it.
Weighing in at 200.
Yeah, no, I literally just looked down and saw it. Somebody beat me to it.
Who got that one approved so fast?
Why do I feel like it was Peters?
However, the only one in this match who is a former Vanquisher champion, it is one member of Chaos, Anthony Vincente. Must reclaim crazy statement of the week and month.
Oh no. Oh
The
no.
escalator one was pretty out there.
Why is Bob Ross there? The random Bob Ross.
Mr. Harold, may I be? No, I gotta keep number of mods contained.
Oh, I feel bad for the people in this match because I don't think that I can give them their just due. Because holy Jesus.
Now, as a reminder, this is not an elimination fatal four-way.
Cool, I was gonna ask that.
First pin wins.
I have faced Cameron. It did not feel good.
You faced
And that
Cameron
was-
almost over a full year ago.
That was around the time both of us debuted here in TCWC. And I can tell you it was not fun then. I can't imagine with the extra anger he has that it's any more fun.
Gage so
Actually,
far
I think-
actually getting the better end of a lot of this competition so far. It's kind of the first time he's been down.
I think Cameron is the only one in this match I have faced.
I believe you are right. And by the time that Anthony had arrived here into TCWC, I believe that you had been in the Revolution division, but the Cruiserweight division already. However, Lance Gage, early 2 count. Anthony trying to sneak a win away.
I'm not gonna say I have Cameron PTSD, but I'm also not gonna say I don't. I still very much remember him plowing into me at ringside. And the way the thud my body made when it hit the mat outside is not a sound the human body should make.
Powerbomb straight onto that chair. Anthony's going to be out at ringside for a bit, I imagine. Think taken
Ow.
down. Anthony has recovered and narrowly avoids another chair shot. Headbutt his reward for saving himself. And a nice little gut wrench suplex by Lance Gage.
Nice.
Fink, though,
Leg snap.
reversing.
Ooh. Big back body drop. Or back suplex, sorry. Nice Insagiri.
Gage looking to take a
Is
win.
it legal for... Is it legal for the one guy to stand on the...
So, short answer, technically speaking, this is a non-disqualification match. So yes, but I'd like to think the ref would still step in. Nice super kick from Vincente.
Nice uppercuts by Elijah, dropping Vincente, but Gage managing to fight back.
Cameron, brave move, Mr. Owen. Think chucked across. Nice RKO out of Vincente. Looking to take the win.
TKO?
He's got 1, 2.
1, 2. Ooh, almost.
Why couldn't you get the right camera? Because I didn't know which one was the right one. I had to take a complete guess because I couldn't remember which one was which.
We only know so many people. Ooh, big double axe handle. Nice kick to the gut,
Knee
going
drop
for a
up.
power bomb.
Nice reversal found by electric chair. Face buster found by Cameron. But Vincente finding also a counter onto Cameron.
Why do melee damage do so much? Why do melee weapons do so much damage in FPS?
Because if you get in melee range in an FPS, you've made a mistake. That's my reasoning.
My wrestling persona is just Bob Ross with a steel chair and unresolved issues.
I didn't even catch that. I am sorry, Dr. Peters. That's great.
Oh my god.
Again, rep is
What
casually
is-
smacking a man's face while counting.
There were collision physics. Yes. Nice European uppercut.
Anthony debating how to continue. It gets caught on the back end by Fink. Elijah finds a nice little side slam and actually dragging him towards the center of the ring.
Peters doesn't have an actual call. Into the pin.
Now, if Dr. Peters
One.
wanted one, I'd get him one. Family privileges on that front.
Cool, then I was gonna 100% say I'll pay for it, but that means I get to keep my 6K, or not 6K. I get to keep the 31,000 that I big spear. Tried to break Cameron in.
And now Anthony gets saved by Fink, I think.
I think I must wink.
There is a wild sequence of events going on, but a nice Uranagi found. Elijah trying to get out of dodge, does not quite do
Nice
so.
reverse DDT. Ooh, big kick by Cameron. Calling Fink to his feet.
Nice spear. This is his chance if he can get it. Vincente's recovering. There's one. There's two.
1, 2.
Fink
Oh,
survived
Fink.
on his own.
That was close, though. How much did that kick out take out of Fink? A nice dragon suplex onto the kendo stick. Big
Brute
European
force
uppercut.
pin.
Fink looking to steal it.
There's two. There. No.
No! Somebody is bleeding profusely. I think it's Gage.
I believe it is Gage. Gage might need some recovery time after this one. There's two.
1, 2. No, Cameron kicks out.
Gage might not care about
Oh.
saying that he needs recovery time. Asking Fink how well he measures up. There's one. There's two.
1, there's 2. Oh. I thought the other
Up
two got
by
distracted.
almost accident. Cameron's off the ropes.
The other two got a little distracted by each other. Cameron fights out of the sidewalk slam attempt to a nice
Elijah
DDT.
slow to rise up, but does get the better end of Owen for now. Nice slam down.
Almost a blue thunder bomb.
Which battlefront we talking? Toadstool.
Oh,
But that answer. Looking for the pin onto Cameron. There's 2.
1, 2, no.
I have played. I actually recently, just to save space because I wasn't playing it regularly, did get rid of Battlefront 2. But if people wanted to play, I would 100% re-download that.
Gage is a bloody mess.
Not being dissuaded though. However, off the ropes goes Elijah. Nice crossbody. Well, he is slow to rise up to his feet in his own right.
All 4 of these men have taken an incredible amount of punishment. Big clothesline by Cameron.
Gage finds the spine buster onto Owen. Lance really wants this title shot.
Oh.
No six slam, he's hoping it's enough. But Elijah in, he was watching that one. Beautiful
Pop-up
Samoan drop. But Cameron.
Ooh.
It's broken up.
Ooh, big back elbow. And Cameron going after Vicente instead of Fink.
And set up in the corner. Elijah's still focused on him. Gage whipped into that ring post.
Ooh.
Cameron and Elijah now going at it. Anthony rising back up to his feet on the back end of things. But he does not find
slam.
Cameron fast enough. Got the cross.
Into a knife.
Elijah, though, has recovered. Blood on his face as well.
Went for something, but Gage manages to get him just a little bit quicker. And a big belly-to-belly suplex over the ropes.
However, Lance steel
Exploder
chair
by
to the
Cameron.
back. Looking for the pin on Cameron. But Elijah in the nick of time yet again.
I think Vincente's broken.
I will fix him in a moment. If he doesn't
Might not
find a
have
way
to.
in. There's 1, there's 2.
One.
Vincente in to break up that pin. Kendo stick broken.
Oh. Broken on the back of Vincente. Fink going for a choke slam. I'm impressed that he got Cameron up. Gage manages to reverse.
Do it. Anthony trying to line something up. AKO!
Fink there yet again.
Whoever wins this match, if it is not Fink, has to thank that man at this point. Because holy hell.
Factual. He has saved this match so many times.
Monster indeed. There's 1, there's 2.
One.
Anthony now
Oh.
in to break it up. Low blow to Fink. Standing off of instinct.
Oh, Gage went for
There's the
Stops the
spear
big
onto
spear.
Elijah. And he's not even looking for the pin.
bold move to not look for the pin off that. Allows everyone time to get up.
I don't think he thought he really had the space to do it. Gage breaking up the pin that Cameron had found. He's got him up. How does Cameron measure up to the Gage? There's 1. There's
one.
2.
There's
and
2.
There's 3. Lance Gage moving forward to go up against Fletcher Stud.
Can Gage finally recapture that momentum he had towards the start of season 1?
Holy hell.
I think we just got our match of the night.
I still think we have got to thank Fink for just how long this match went. He kept that
100%.
thing rolling.
Fink was kind of the MVP of that match. Not just for himself, but you would have to think for Lance Gage.
Interestingly enough, it was multiple pins from Gage that he stopped, though.
Gage, a bloody mess. Books his ticket to Northern Voyage.
He's gonna need these days to recover. That man's not even gonna be able to really warm up, I don't think.
No, he has a day and a half to recover. That's not going to be enough time, especially not to face someone like Fletcher Studd.
You can see just how much damage this man sustained.
Lucky for him, he manages to escape this without a severe injury.
You can see him moving a little bit slow, but happy to try and bask in the crowd.
This could be a feel-good story for Gage, who's spent majority of this season struggling.
Lance Gage is the one who stepped on the guy in green. Poor Elijah got hit in the nuts twice. No. No.
I can relate. Looks at Don Lopez.
No.
On my birthday. How
There's a reason we
dare.
have chosen to not employ Don Lopez here. He's rude.
Much appreciated.
However, we're on to our main event of the evening. It is going to be the Women's Capital Championship #1 contender match. It's going to be Angela Lopez, Lilith Matsumoto, and Talia Kaeva. Before I get too far, though, Angela did have some words. Video opens up to Angela chuckling at the promo. Oh, Sky, chica, you and your little straight rat circus know how to make me laugh. You're cute to think that anything is going to stop me from getting what I want. Latina mommy always gets what she wants in the end. No matter how many times she has to climb the ladder. She looks into the camera. You call yourselves the Final Testament. Fitting name, because the only testament you preach is old school philosophy. Same old promo after same old promo, telling people that you're not a rebellion, blah 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 blah. Hablo también estado chica.
Oh.
Interestingly enough, I think if that was
Sorry, I
put
thought you were
through-
talking to me.
I believe that if that was put through Google Translate, they actually translated it wrong. Because I can't imagine it. Because a blar is the non-verbed version of talk. No. Sorry, my limited amount of studies in.
I
Spanish
also
are
don't
like
know
my-
Spanish, so I would help if I could, but I cannot.
Hey, Harold, who do you main on BF2, both light and dark? I mean, I don't really play the villain conflict mode, if that's what you're asking about. But when possible, I pretty much always play the officer or just the infantry. No, the hero mode of that stuff always interested me less, so I'm going to be honest. I don't really know why. It just never really appealed to me. Please don't tell me there's more than one Angela Lopez right now. I swear to God. I swear to God.
There probably is.
No, it's Angelo Dawkinson. Thank you. Sorry, I'm like, I swear to God. Lilith. Now, interestingly enough, the only person in this match who has not been a Capital Champion is Angela.
That is correct. Talia started off as Capital Champion this season. And she's looking to recapture that.
Squishy, squish, squish, squish.
Squish. Squishy, squish, squish
The
the
power I feel
second.
when I hold a point is intoxicating. See, that's how I feel, except I'm generally, if I'm doing that, playing like a Super Battle Droid or the Death Trooper. And then I just feel like a complete badass, because I'm just like, send more of you people here. If you piss them off, who's more dangerous, Wolfric or Cameron?
Ah, that's a good question.
Okay, are we talking about in a sanctioned match? Unsanctioned, Cameron. Sanctioned, I actually think it's Drake. Which is wild. Ross puts beans in a happy little tree, and then German suplexed it into the sky. Oh my god. You guys managed to actually wake me up in my, like, day of grogginess. However, to actually get back on track, Angela Lopez managed to earn this spot for the #1 contender matches.
First, from Kona, Hawaii, El Jefe, Lilith Matsumoto.
But while she was able to defeat Rena and survive enough for Lilith to take out Young, Lilith is a much different beast than Rena. Not to say that either one of them is actually better than the other, but Lilith is a bit more methodical than Rena typically has a habit of being.
That is very true. Lilith is much more like Sky in regards to the methodicalness.
However, the superstar rookie would love another shot at Mortis.
Hey, it didn't glitch this time.
Yay, she's actually wearing her ring gear. Harold, who do you fear the most on the roster? I try not to hire people that scare me.
Sky.
No, Sky is insane. Sky is insane. There's a difference between insanity and scary. I do
Insanity
think
can be
Sky's in my
scary.
walls, but that's beside the point. That is a different question.
You and Roxy both.
We have reason.
Do you though?
She is leading a rebellion against one of my GMs, so yes.
Maybe you should have had a better GM.
Why is she a female Obafemi? Because she is. Handle it.
Deal with it.
Truthfully, I think it is legitimately Rena that I fear the most, just because I don't know how much blast I'm going to get put on social media and in person.
Yeah, that's fair. Rita does not hold back on social media or in promos.
Is that the person I should be
Big
afraid of?
suplex.
Probably not, but it is. Cameron will fix that. It's easier in
She is
competition.
very small.
Look, I can't beat anybody. Small is not a fact.
That is factual. No offense.
None taken. I learned the meta of esports, not of wrestling.
I mean, you did win the Vanquisher. Big kick.
That was a very different environment, just like for Sky. However, Angela trying to get into control of this match, forced to find counters to
Big.
both of them.
Ooh.
It honestly seems like
Lilith
they're-
has. I'm gonna say Lilith has been in control for most of this match so far.
I'd have to agree, and it does also feel like when everyone is available as a target, it is Angela taking the beating. Forced to find a
I
lot of
have to
counters just to
agree.
avoid damage. However, Lopez gets Lilith turned around, big strike to the back. And no, dropkick
Oh,
easy,
missed.
faded, but Kaeva happy to use the opening to get a brutal clothesline. And a nice dropkick.
Nice pop-up dropkick.
Unsurprisingly, Tina Mami going for a weapon. Nice strike.
Another going to the pin on Talia,
One.
and
It's
only a
more
one.
than that. Angela stepping outside of the ring, happy to take some time to breathe. Everyone kind of taking a
Float.
second to recover. However,
Ooh, big punch.
Matsumoto, caught between a rock and a hard place, does manage to find a counter onto Lopez, but exchange of counters it was. Angela breaking the eyes of Kaeva, and a nice facebuster
Big
by
bulldog.
Lilith. So I'm going like auctioneer mode. I'll avoid.
You're good. You're good. You're good. Nice sidewalk slam by Talia. Angela right there. It was a big headbutt.
Kaeva, the one left standing among the three for the moment, off the ropes. Is there about to be a fall from Grace? No, just a shoulder tackle. A little surprised that's all that is, but a nice DDT, evading the chair shot as she finds it. An insult to injury attempt did miss. Matsumoto stepped back in briefly to get sent back out of the ring. Matsumoto might have to take a little bit of a breather to get her bearings back, because it has been all Angela and Kaeva since the start of the match, where it had been Lilith's in favor. Kaeva taken down by
Big Nando
Lopez,
shot.
rolls out, and now Lilith trying to find the opening for the pin onto Angela. We've got one.
One, only a one. Just tossing Lilith.
And back after Angela. There's the fall from Grace, but inexperience. She thought Lilith was going to be down for longer after that maneuver.
Big uppercut. A nice
Ooh,
elbow drop
onto the
following it up.
throat almost. Kaeva kind of spoiled for choice on targets for the moment, but Angela trying to get hyped back up into the match. Off the ropes, nice DDT, and
Nice.
Kaeva is broken open.
Going nice shoulder breaker. Kaeva reverses, went for that shoulder tackle again. Nice exploder suplex. Ooh.
Endo stick broken. Angela trying to find an opening on Matsuda. Well, not Matsumoto. Thank you.
Matsumoto.
Brain for the wrong name. Thank you.
Oh, Lilith's about to take a chair, and she is broken open as well.
Angela, the last one, not bleeding.
Talia trying to fix that.
And Talia was trying to call her up to the feet, but Angela just could not do so. Brutal clothesline after Angela does get up, takes her straight back down. Lilith waiting in the ring with a kendo stick, steps outside and kind of overly focused on Angela, I think. Talia becoming an after.
I think she's wanting to break Angela open. Nice clothesline.
However, lined up for Salida del Sol. Angela.
Nice.
Beautiful stunner. This might be your opportunity to get someone in the ring, but she is not even thinking about that right now.
Nope, she is content to just bask in the crowd for now.
Pops back into the ring. Kaeva following behind.
Uh-oh.
Popped up! Second fall from Grace. She gets reversed and shoved into the corner. Lilith potentially could try to turn that into a pin attempt onto Lopez. Decided to go for offense, but a little bit too much energy left from Kaeva.
Big.
Ooh, but Kaeva standing right behind.
One. Talia almost was distracted by the crowd. Into a German, going for the pin.
A little rather. I keep now saying Matsuda. Good God. Why do I keep doing that?
I don't know. Angela going for GTS.
Lilith recovering.
Lilith
Is she recovering in time?
Yes. That was so close. Nice feint DDT into the pin.
There's one. There's
One,
two.
two. That'll do it.
Oh.
The final testament.
Sent to fly a few times. Everyone showed their worth here. But Matsumoto managed to just buy herself enough time. Broke up that pin at the last second. And I think Angela's honestly caught a little bit unaware by that breakup. And then the DDT was just the finishing touch. Never broken open. But unfortunately did see her becoming the one that was pinned. She ate just a little bit too much damage throughout this. That GTS was kind of her last real opportunity.
Last
and
gasp.
Lilith was a little bit more gassed. That was over.
Lilith's the last woman standing and the chair is floating. Sky?
Where's Exterminatus when we need it? Chuck Norris doesn't tap out. Bob Ross just gently paints him unconscious. What is that thing?
In fealty of the God Emperor, our undying Lord, and by the grace of the Golden Throne, I hereby sign the death warrant of an entire world and consign 1 billion souls to oblivion.
That was two hell of a contests to end the show.
And a good tag match to open it up as well.
This was a solid tussle card. And nobody that I live with got severely injured this time.
Gotta take the wins when you can. Now,
None of them were on the card, but I'll take it.
The only contender that was determined before this card was Lucius Graves, who will be challenging Eric Elkins at Northern Voyage for his Capital Championship. But to go through the card that we had for tonight, the Clan wins over the Old Gods and will be challenging Villain Club for the Tussle Combined Tag Team Championship. Aaron Case finds the win over Sin Matsuda via roll-up to get her spot secured into the Vanquisher Division tournament. Emerson Barrett finds the win over Aiden York. Olivia Young defeats Rena. Sky Flores gets the win over Morgan Reed to secure her own spot in that Vanquisher tournament. Drew Malenko KOs Cole Windsor and gets the pin in Windsor's debut. Xander Wright manages to play his cards just right enough to cause Rusakis to overplay his hand, and Xander takes the win. And after a brutal fatal four-way, it will be Lance Gage, who is the number one contender to go up against Fletcher Studd. And Lilith Matsumoto, not for the first time, will be going up against Hannah Mortis for the Women's Capital Championship.
That was a fantastic show.
I am at 5K next week. Someone you live with may get severely
Please no. JK, the only person that I'm really going to be that upset about if they get severely KO'd is not available to wrestle for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you guys for stopping in. Thank you for being here on Commentary Damicos.
Thank you for having me.
God, the GILF comment broke me.
That killed me.
The GILFs are my age. Comment of the evening, surprisingly coming out of Mama Harold. I shouldn't say surprisingly with the conversation. I'll put it this way. Mama Harold may not seem like she's built for Twitch chat. She's built for Twitch chat.
That's valid.
Oh, I meant me. I want to join. Yours.
Oh, I figured. You realize I could also just do this, right?
Just let him pay. No.
Oh.
Make him pay.
Well,
That's
for Liv.
Pay. Make him pay. Make him pay.
Gonna replace. I'm gonna replace whichever one of my calls sucks. I don't know. All of mine are pretty good here, actually.
What about me? I wasn't listening. I just said you were more built for Twitch chat than you think you are. Oh.
I mean, she did call you impotent yesterday, so...
This is true. This is true. However...
Wild comment. Was not ready for that. Does that mean Harold's the impotent one? What?
Anywho... I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of the night. And thank you for being here. I will see you guys on Thursday for Northern Voyage.
Except for me.
Guess that wasn't motherly. Oh. Seaside.
Oh my
Don't
God.
worry, Seaside. I will be there. Have you started yet? You got it started. So I'm going to finish off my stream. If you guys want to check out some, I believe he's been playing Jedi Survivor. He might still be playing that tonight. Go check out Seaside. You just got here. Yeah, I'm going to bed. I'm sorry, Seaside. But I will catch you potentially on your side of the stream, Mean World. But time for me to head out. I hope you guys have a wonderful night.
Y'all have a good night.
Fair.
Ooh.
Fair.